Good morning, church family, and welcome to today's devotional. Today I'm just going to continue where Lewin left off, and it's basically just sharing the other two reasons why it's so important for us to be baptized in water. Number one was that it was a command from God, is a command from God, and also that it's a faith decision that we need to make. And I think if we don't realize the importance of it and why we do it, it's difficult for us to be motivated to do it. And number three is basically that it's a demonstration of truth. It says, being born again, we have been united with Jesus in his death, his burial, and his resurrection from the dead. And I was just reminded of the weekend that I got saved and how just before I was baptized, God showed me this beautiful vision of me lying in this grave. And there were so many people standing in this grave holding up these banners, these signs, almost like protesting against me, saying that you are a failure. You know, on all these different boards, there were different sayings, things that I'd struggled with my whole life, insecurity, a lot of things telling me I wasn't good enough. And he told me that in order for me to be a new person, I needed to die and be raised again. But these things had to die with me. And it was so beautiful because I knew that if I stood up there out of this grave, dying in my old self and being raised up by God again, these things would have been part of my old self. These are all truths that I held on to. And this part just saying that it's a demonstration of truth. What is this truth that we're being raised up in? And it's basically just asking ourselves, what is this truth that we believe in and that God is declaring by us dying to our old selves, dying with Jesus in this baptism and raising up in our new selves and new creation. And for me it was basically dying to all these declarations and things that have been said over my life and taking up this new identity and making that my truth, because it wasn't just true for me, it was what God said about me. And it's the same for all of us. What does God say about us? And in Matthew 3 verse 16 to 17, and I think it's something that we can take for all of us, it says, when he had been baptized, Jesus came up immediately from the water, and suddenly a voice came from heaven saying, this is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. And that's a truth. That is the truth that God gives us. And we follow Christ's example. I've heard so many people say it, and it's so true. If Jesus needed to be baptized, how much more do we need to be baptized? And I love that because Jesus didn't do it because he had sinned. Jesus did it to give us an example and how important it is for us to die to our old selves, to have this declaration of truth, to not only show people that we committed, but also just claiming our new identity in God. And that is what baptism is to me, is claiming this new identity, and the only way we can do it is to let go of our old selves. So for me, it was such a powerful way in transforming my relationship with God, and only the start. And I encourage you to continue to seek God this week, to see what he has in store for you and what he has planned.